everyone, and welcome to episode 7 of My Mom Sandy. We're your hosts. I am Josh. Did I say that too fast? Do you want me to slow it down?
Slow it down just a bit.
We are your hosts.
Exactly. There you go.
I am Josh Fasten.
We, are your
hosts. I am Josh Fasten, and this woman next to me, who's got a Bloody Mary in her hand one day out of the week, is my mom, Sandy.
Good afternoon, everyone. Nice to be back with you.
Did I say 7? I said 7, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So much to talk about today. It's been a week, and I feel like we've been doing better about not talking to each other outside of the podcast during the week.
Little bit.
It's weird, huh?
It's hard to not say anything. There are a few things, though, that I know that, that you said, don't tell me now. So, I don't know. Where do we want to go?
Well, sorry, I was taking a sip of this beautiful strawberry chia smoothie from Trader Joe's.
Yum, yum.
Delicious. Okay, so the first thing is, remember last week we talked about a woman on Instagram who started following us named Catching Up with Cindy?
Yes. Good old ketchup.
Small world. She had ended up going to high school or something with one of our listeners.
College.
Was it college?
I think so.
Okay, it was something. But I guess she was like a South Bay girl who grew up around here somewhere. And our friend Rodman knows who she is.
Small world, eh?
So
that's weird. That is weird. But does he know, was she catching up with Ketchup then? What's her name?
Catching Up with Cindy.
Was she Ketchup crazy then?
He didn't say that. But, I mean,
I wonder how long the craze has gone on, number one. And number two, I wonder if the South Bay has something to do with it. Because I kind of grew up in the South Bay area as well. So
like there's something in the water?
And maybe that makes us like ketchup a bit more or something.
Which
I don't know.
Was a perfect segue into my next point, which is I had to stop by Trader Joe's today to pick up a few items. And you have a new favorite snack.
The ketchup ones?
Ketchup spuds.
Yes, I'm drinking I like to keep with the ketchup theme.
Yeah.
My Bloody Mary is a ketchup-y kind of looking drink, even though it's not ketchup.
Not ketchup, Caitlin.
But yeah, what are they called? Spuds.
Ketchup spuds.
No.
Yeah? No,
I put them away.
Oh. Ketchup flavored spuds?
No, they're
Spud sticks?
Spudsters?
Spudsters? Speedster spudster?
No, it's Spud something. Go get them. Take a minute. I'll just carry the show for you while you go get them. They have a name that I swear to God I can never remember. Spud Crunchies. See, there you go. I knew ketchup flavored Spud Crunchies. There you go. They're actually pretty good, and you can get the plain ones as well that are just regular Spud Crunchies. The regular ones are a little bit better for you. The ketchup flavored ones have a bit more sugar in them.
They got a lot of stuff in them. So what essentially are they?
They're like didn't we talk about these once?
No. I mean, me and you might have
They're
talked
like
about
the little well, what does it say? They say that they're a seasoned potato snack. They look like French fries, and they're so cute. They're Trader Joe's, and on the front has a picture of a red truck and little Spud Crunchy figures that have like mustaches and eyebrows, and there's a Spud Crunchy dog. They're gluten free, and anyway, yeah, they're pretty good.
Can you hand me a napkin? I've got stuff all over my hands. This is disgusting.
You have chia smoothie?
God, it's good, but it's just getting everywhere. I don't know. It's like a leak. All right, so that's a new snack, and I'm starting to think you do really have like a ketchup. Like I never really knew this about you.
Well, I'll be honest with you. The ketchup flavored Spud Crunchies are a bit too ketchupy. You can't eat a lot of them at once.
These right here.
Yes, the Trader Joe ones. I don't know that anybody else makes Spud Crunchies, but I suggest you guys try them. And like I said, they come in regular. They're like little, when I was growing up, they used to have a canister you would buy that was, I think they were called like Picnic or something.
You know what's funny?
Did we eat those when you were little?
Maybe, but I was actually at Mikey's place yesterday, hanging with him and his parents, and I guess that was a big thing for them. Mike had a canister of picnics.
Yeah, they still sell them in the store.
And we ate picnics yesterday.
They're kind of like, they're a little bit thinner than the Spud Crunchies.
They're very thin.
Yeah.
Those are almost more like if you took a hash brown and it's like a grated hash brown.
Maybe.
Potato hash brown.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. But yeah, that's what they remind me of.
So you were hooked on the Spud Crunchies. One touch of the tongue and you said...
I don't know that I'm hooked on them, but, you know, I'm eating them for now.
Okay. And more specifically, ketchup flavor.
I have the other flavor in the cupboard as well.
Okay.
So I'm a little partial to ketchup, but like I said, it has more crap in it. It's not as good for you. It has sugar and crap, you know.
Okay. So quickly, before we get on to today's main part of the cast of the pod.
Which I have no idea what
and I can't tell you. I can't tell you what the topic is until we get to the topic. You have had an issue recently with one of your cats when you come home runs either outside of the house or outside of
Yeah, it's not recently. It's an issue that's always been there.
I like to call this the escaping cat.
Yeah.
So you come home.
And she's not microchipped, which is probably not a good idea, but
so let me kind of set the tone for everyone here. Set the stage, as they like to call it in Broadway. You come home from grocery shopping midday and
or evening,
early evening,
doesn't matter.
Mid-evening.
Nobody's here.
No one's here. My doors downstairs are closed because this same cat we were talking about likes to vomit. On
she
things.
likes to do that.
Well,
she told me that. She said
it's funny because
she said Josh's room. She says I like to vomit in there.
So my mom Sandy has two cats and she feeds both the cats both dry food and wet food. And she's very specific. The wet food is a mixture of two separate wet foods.
And very little dry food.
And the wet food gets heated up in the microwave because they won't eat the wet food if it's been in the fridge or if it's room temp. God forbid.
No, it just goes to room temp when it gets heated in the microwave.
They won't eat it if it's cold.
Well, they will. They probably would, but
don't want to test
But I've
it.
read that it's not, that it's better for them to eat room temperature food.
And one of the cats doesn't even necessarily eat it, but you still feed it to him just so he doesn't feel left out.
Well, I want to give him a little bit of the good stuff.
Because he calls.
Well, but he doesn't like. I give Collie, my black cat. I give her this stuff made by Waruva, and it's called BFF, and it's in a packet, and it's kind of like. It's not like a pate. It's like it's got a lot of moisture in it and stuff, and it's what I usually feed her is tuna and duck. The reason being is that when she was little, she had skin issues. We thought she had a food allergy, so we had to eliminate a bunch of stuff from her diet and then add a bunch of stuff back. And what I found was that the tuna and duck she's fine with. She also eats tuna and salmon, and and the other cat doesn't particularly like that as much.
But you still feed it to him.
I give him a little bit so that he doesn't feel left out.
Right.
Exactly.
Totally normal.
Exactly.
Normal. Does he, has he called you before and said, "Hey, Sandy, I'm feeling a little left out"?
Yes, he does.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
And then you leave dry food out for the black cat who you were just talking about, who then, if she eats too much dry food, she vomits the dry food up. But instead of taking away the dry food and saying, "Hey, look, this is just not her cup of tea," you will continue to feed her dry food, and she continues to throw up.
Well, she doesn't vomit all the time, number one. Number two, I talked to the vet about it, and the vet said it's very normal for cats to throw up their dry food.
Well, maybe we stopped giving her the dry food.
Well, the other problem is that she is because she has asthma, she's on a steroid, and one of the side effects of the steroid is it makes them more thirsty and more hungry. And on top of that, she's part Sphinx, which means that she's got a high metabolism, which means that she probably needs to eat a bit more than the other one. So anyway, yes, I don't leave a lot of dry food out, but I do some dry food between wet food.
And then she throws it up.
Sometimes she throws it up.
All
yes.
right, so I don't let her in the room.
Sometimes you throw up.
When I have Bad Ranch from Carl's Jr.
There you go.
So because of that, I don't let her into my living room or my bedroom, so I keep those doors closed. So again, let me set the stage. You come home, early evening, you got your groceries, You open the door, and you do this thing where you go, "Hey, Collie. Oh, okay, Collie. Hey. Oh.
No, I don't.
Fuck,
no, I
fuck,
don't.
oh, fuck.
You know
Oh,
what?
fuck.
No, that's not the way it goes. Most of the time, you're not even here to hear it. So I don't know why you became the expert on it. But what happens is I open the door. Oftentimes, the cat's not down there. But sometimes the cat is down there, and she makes a dive for the door.
Let her go.
Now, here's the deal. I already have a water bottle, a spray water bottle.
With acid.
It's just with water. Stop it. That stays outside when I leave so that I can spray her when I come back in, and that way she won't run out. The thing is that sometimes she's just really, really fast.
Quick cat.
And I have stuff in my hands, so it's tough. And, and the thing that makes me so mad is that before you moved in, I would walk into the house. Collie would come and greet me, which she always does, and then I would stick her in one of the bedrooms and close the door, and then I could bring everything in peacefully without worry of losing a cat, and then I could put when it needs to go in the garage, but now it's all changed.
But you drop those F-bombs quite a bit.
Oh, yes. Well, that's...
Can you pretend right now that she just ran out of the house?
No, it has to be. You're going to have to get it on video or on audio at some point, and I'm sure you can.
I will.
I'm sure you will.
I will.
Yeah, and so tell them what I have to do to get her back in the house.
Oh, so then completely normal. She'll make her way into the garage, or she makes her way outside, and then after you got done with dropping the F-bombs and swearing and
I'm usually swearing at you, by the way, not at the cat. I'm pissed at you.
Me. Most of the time I'm not even here.
I'm pissed at you because your doors are closed and I can't use your rooms. Therefore, it makes it very difficult to bring, 5 or 6 grocery bags into the house without the cat getting out.
Right. Okay.
So I'm mad at you.
You're mad at me. Totally normal.
It's your fault.
So then you reach into the hall closet, which I like to call my mom Sandy's closet of goodies, and you pull out a fishing rod, like a legitimate fishing rod, with not fishing line but like a rope.
Yes.
Tied, and at the end is a cat toy, and then you literally go.
It's a feather.
It's a feather, and then you go catfishing.
I do.
To try to reel
the cat
back in the house.
Catfishing is exactly right. That toy was invented by the same person who invented the cat condo. Cardboard condo.
Which is the cardboard cat condo is essentially just 6 cardboard boxes that you would ship stuff in with a bunch of holes cut out, reinforced by I don't even know what's in there, and held together by packing tape.
Yeah, it's quite fun, isn't it?
No, it's the most fucking hideous thing I've ever seen.
But I'll tell you what's really fun is that when people come to the house now, if they've listened to the podcast, they're like, "Oh, we want to see
that's the cardboard cat condo."
Yeah,
Sandy, we want to see you catfish.
The cat condo.
Can you catfish?
Right. Really?
Let one of the cats out. We'll fish her back.
Go get the pole. Let's do the fishing thing.
All right, so we'll post a photo of the cardboard cat condo and your cat fishing line when we get done, because if I was listening to this, I wouldn't believe that this was even real.
Well, I don't know why not. If you love your animals, you do all sorts of things for them.
Yes.
Anyway, that's how I have to get her back in sometimes. Sometimes she comes in on her own, but she's actually gone from our house all the way over to the neighbors when they have like 2 cars parked in their driveway, and we used to have 2 in ours.
She gets in the cars and drive away.
No, but she'd go underneath all the cars and all the way over to there. It's like, damn, girl, you can get yourself eaten by a coyote. We have coyotes around here.
What's the slang for that?
A coyote.
Okay.
That must be a Western thing.
It might be.
Yeah.
It might be.
Coyote.
All right, so we'll post those. Those are going to go on our Instagram. What's our Instagram, Mom?
I don't know. You still haven't written it down for me.
Oh, here. Just right here.
Why don't you say it while you're writing it? That way we can get double the exposure.
No, because I want you to say it.
Oh. Okay, hold on, everybody. I know dead silence is not
great
on the radio, but it's...
So what's our podcast? Our Instagram account?
It's at My Mom Sandy Podcast.
There you go. Look at how professional you are.
Yep,
there you go. All right, give me back my paper.
All right.
Okay, so I had a couple other things I want to talk about, but I just want to get straight into it today, which is something that I find...
Well, first, can I just say something about the 90-Day Fiancé?
Oh, yes, go ahead. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You found out that you had a breakthrough moment because you did some research.
My friend Susan told me, and then I actually looked on the internet as well, It's a whole big friggin' scam.
Isn't that what I said? Didn't I say that? What I mean.
Okay, so what she told me and what I read was the whole Caesar thing. Apparently, Caesar's like doing this as an audition to become an actor. And this whole thing with Maria, the Ukrainian, apparently went down long before they filmed the episode and was over before they even filmed the episode. So that's a little disappointing because, come on. Now you're going to lose your, I mean, I can't believe anything that happens on it now.
So let me ask you that. Crazy that reality TV is staged.
Well, it shouldn't be. It should be real reality TV. We don't stage this show.
No, we don't. This is real. You really have a catfishing line. We're not going to go make that after the show. That's going to be part. That's going to be.
We could, but we won't.
Are you going to keep watching?
Probably. And the other thing I found out, and you'll like this one. Sumit and Jenny in India. Apparently, Sumit, after Jenny came the first time and stayed with him and his family, his parents didn't like her because she was so much older.
She's like 90.
She's
not 90.
60.
60. He's like 30.
Yeah, he's like 30. So when she went back to America, they had him married, an arranged marriage.
Oh, so he's married?
He's married. And apparently, from what Susan told me, she knew that he was married.
Susan knew.
No.
Jenny knew.
Jenny knew that Sumit was married before she came back for this 90-day Fiancé show. So it's like weird. It's like, come on, seriously?
Well, this is like people that probably don't have jobs, right? Or have a low-paying job doing something, and this is a way for them
I read they only make $1,200 an episode. That's not very much, but they do make a lot on the tell-all.
And they're probably doing like book signings and shit, and guests. They're probably going and hanging out at Shakey's and doing guest appearances and stuff. So let me ask you this: because we'd asked on when we did the 90 Day Fiancé episode before we pulled back the curtain on all this, I asked you if like a 30-year-old Lebanon prince wanted to,
and I said no, and I still say no.
Okay, but so now what if TLC was like, okay, let's set up this thing where
a big scam, the TLC
and they were paying
the
you
public?
like $1,200, $1,500 an episode, and you had to go on and just kind of pretend that you're doing the thing. Would you do it?
No, probably not.
Really?
Well, I mean, how desperate am I for money?
You
live here, so
you're not doing. Well, I'm not doing 90 Day Fiancé with you.
I know, but what I'm saying is, how desperate am I for money that I would compromise my principles? I wouldn't do that.
And you wouldn't do the phone sex?
No, sorry.
Okay.
I'm a little different than some.
Many.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, whatever.
So let's get into it.
Yes. What do you have planned?
I want to talk to you today about because this morning Apple held a press conference. They announced brand new iPhones, new Apple Watches, bunch of goodies, and I just wanted to get into with you the great technology debate. Because
so you can win.
No, it's not about winning. I mean, this is not a debate about winning and losing. This is just an open table discussion. Technology scares you a little.
Well, yes, a little bit. Of course, all older people are scared of technology.
Right, so which makes this such a great thing. So you upgraded to your first iPhone. In fact, I bought it for you.
Just recently.
2 years ago?
2 years ago, 3 years ago. Well, and even before that, you bought me an iPod and you kept saying, you kept saying, oh, yeah, we're going to get you an iPod. And I said, no, I'll never use it. Don't get me an iPod. What are you going to get me an iPod?
You said, I don't want it.
I got a radio.
You had a FM.
That's right. Whatever.
You call it the FMer, right?
I don't know. Anyway, you got it for me anyway. And
did you ever listen to the shoulders on your iPod?
No, I couldn't find them. I searched them, but I couldn't find them. I
70s.
searched them on the iTunes.
Oh, yeah. They're hard to find. 70s psychedelic funk.
Yeah, you're
rock.
full of crap. Just so you know, once again, you're full of crap.
So you had an early version of the iPod. Got an iPhone a few years ago.
I have an iTunes account.
You do.
Not that it means anything now.
No. It does. I mean, that's, You got a iMac, a desktop Mac computer.
Yeah.
I bought that for you a few years ago, right, for Mother's Day. No, probably for your birthday.
For you and
the man who should remain nameless.
That's right.
And Sam.
And Sam, yeah.
But I noticed something on your computer. You have, so on all the Mac computers, they have cameras. You have your camera taped up with a piece of duct tape or electrical tape.
Electrical tape, yeah.
What for?
That's so the camera can't see me when I don't know that it's on. It's like, it's the same thing with the Google A equipment that you have. It's probably recording everything we say. Our iPhones, there's just something about, I know you guys and you young kids you don't get it and you don't understand, but there's something about personal privacy. I don't want, I've heard where cameras are on when you don't even know they're on. People are filming you. I've heard where, on the phones that have the Google A, they tape record you all the time. If you talk to your Google A, it gets tape recorded. So
how would one go about talking to their Google A?
Like Siri, like
Oh, what's her name? Siri. Okay.
I know what her name is.
I'm just curious.
And if I didn't, so what?
Hey, Beth.
Really, Beth?
Emily.
Google A, could you do this for me, please? Google A, I need a GPS, please.
So let me ask you, what do you think?
But the thing is that I feel like it's an invasion of privacy. I feel like there's no reason why anybody should be tape recording me or videotaping me when I don't know it. It just shouldn't be done.
Yeah.
On top of that, anything that they tape record or that they video record, they could build, you look at what's going on these days in society, they could, the government or whoever could build a case against you that, where they could say you committed a crime that you didn't, and they could back it up with, even if you watch the crime shows now, you'll see the pings from the cell phones. That's a fucking dead giveaway about who murdered.
Do you have 3 celeries in your Bloody Mary?
I do.
Wow. You're feeling.
And I can't eat any of them right now because we're podcasting.
But here's the thing though about technology. First off, I think my question is what is so fascinating about, and I don't want this to come across the wrong way. What is so fascinating or about the things you do on the day to day that they would even care? Let's just say this camera's on all the time and there's no electrical tape.
Nothing. There's nothing fascinating or illegal or anything that I do day to day that anybody would care about. Having said that, I will say.
Wait, what about the stuff you do with the pastry packets?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Anyway, having said all that, I will say this, that if somebody wanted to accuse you of a crime or of doing something illegal or bad, then because you're video cameraed all the time or you're audio recorded all the time or you have your cell phone, now we know where you were. We can build a case. We can build a crime around all this information.
But couldn't it also do the thing where it could actually exonerate you?
Could. But what I'm saying is that there's if you think that our FBI and our CIA are on the up and up and don't ever do anything that we would not be proud of, then you're wrong, because they do. They spy on their own citizens. I don't want to be spied on. If they can spy on me and they can find information on me, then maybe they can, like I said, it's like I don't know who said it, show me the man and I'll find you the crime. In other words, I'll make up a crime and we'll make it fit that person. I don't want to be part of that.
Have you heard the expression "show me the money"?
Yeah, but what does that have to do with what we're talking about?
I don't know. So
nice try.
You've adopted some of these things though. I mean, you have an iPhone. And you take the iPhone with you, so if it is recording your whereabouts and your GPS, it knows.
I know it is.
Right, so it knows where you're going.
Yeah.
And
I'm hoping it's not recording everything I say.
And we have Google A,
Yes.
Wi-Fi setup. So if these pods are recording, or if
they probably are. Right. That's what I didn't like about it.
Or if they're monitoring.
Because I know specifically on the Google, you can go onto your Google account and you can wipe it clean of all those recordings. But you have to know how to do that, and most people don't even know. They don't even know that once you command Google to do something, then Google now records you from then on.
Like if you have like a Google, hey Google, turn my lights off.
Yeah, well, or you say, Google, how far is it? What's the temperature outside? And now you're being tape recorded, and it's being stored.
So you would never want.
I don't know. I just don't like that. I prefer to know that that there are things that I do in my life that are private.
So you would never want to have like a smart home.
No.
That you could say, hey Google, lock the front door.
No, and then
Google, set the thermostat to 71.
What did I hear lately that they did this thing where they the smart house was going to help modify your sleep patterns. That's another thing. Artificial intelligence sucks.
I mean, doesn't that sound incredible?
No,
why?
Again, because
you go to bed at night, you get into bed, you're cozy, comfy, you have put the sheets on, you cover up, right? You cock your head back a little bit, mouth's open, there's a little bit of drool coming out of the left side, and then Google automatically sets the thermostat to what you think is great, tightens the sheets down on your bed, grabs your balls, tickles them a little bit.
Yeah, that's kind of like your... Never mind. Yeah, we won't go there. Yeah, no, I don't. I prefer to do all that myself. I don't know. There's just something about...
I mean, if someone told me that I never had to wake up to a sweaty body of me being sweaty bodified in my bed because it's too hot, I would be like, yeah, give me a smart house.
Yeah, and then what happens? You get so fucking lazy that you don't do anything for yourself, and then eventually all society, they won't even know how to turn off a light because the smart home does it for us. Don't we just say lights off they turn off? Well, voila!
Wouldn't it be neat if the house if it just turned like a command center? And you were just like in a chair that just like kind of like Professor X from the X-Men, and you just hovered around the house.
Well, first of all, I don't remember Professor X from the X-Men, but
he was in a wheelchair.
Yeah, no, I just there's just something about that. It's kind of like it's kind of like when we had that big stink here about them rebuilding the pier and putting in hotels and condos and all this other kind of shit, and they want to put in a movie theater. They want to put a movie theater in on the pier that's right on the ocean. Why the fuck do we need a movie theater at the beach?
Wouldn't it be nice to feel the breeze when you're watching?
And it's going to be state of the art.
Going
to have those really cool like layback and
reclining seats
and all this shit. It's like, who fucking cares? If you go to the beach, you go to the beach to enjoy the beach, the weather,
to see a movie.
No. See, that's just it. I mean, now it's like we don't need technology everywhere. Let's preserve our what we have as far as our coastline goes. We don't need to build big condos and have expensive hotels right on the beach.
All right. So we're not building onto the pier. We're not putting a movie theater there.
But we are being recorded.
But we are being recorded right now.
Yes.
But so you've embraced certain parts of technology. You have an iPhone. You have a Mac. We have Google Wi-Fi set up across the house,
which I'm not really crazy about. It's great for Wi-Fi, but it creates static on the phone. Not good.
We think.
Fix that, Google.
But maybe they're listening.
They are listening. That's the point.
All right. So,
fix it, Google. Fix it.
So I told you that I wanted to get you an Apple Watch.
And I said no.
Because?
It's too fucking big. I don't want to wear it. I won't wear it. You want to get me an Apple Watch for one reason and one reason only. So it can tell me if I'm going to have a heart attack. Great. Terrific. That means
quality of life.
That means I have to wear the goddamn thing all the time. Now, if you notice, what do I have on for jewelry right now?
2 different watches.
I have nothing on my wrists. No rings. I have one necklace, which, by the way, is a Chinese good luck charm. It's jade, and it was given to me by my late friend Lisa Davis, and I wear that always now.
Do you think Mike's still listening?
I hope so. I texted him yesterday.
He better be listening.
I haven't heard back from him, so I'd like to know he's okay. Anyway, That's all I have. I don't even have earrings in now, but that's it. I don't wear jewelry. I just don't wear it. I don't want to. I do wear a watch when I go out, but my watch is really small.
The face is about. So if you guys think about like the face of her watch is about the size of a dime.
Well, it's a little bit bigger than that.
Between a penny and a dime.
I'm going to say a nickel.
A
nickel and a quarter.
No,
anyway,
definitely not a
I
nickel.
don't like I don't like anything big and cumbersome. I don't like to feel like I have, like I'm weighted down with jewelry. I don't.
I feel like you would be so fashion forward, or
With this big fucking
with a
honking,
really cool
honking
Apple Watch.
Watch.
Like, you're at the store. I call you. You answer the phone call on your Apple Watch. Hey, what's up, Josh? And I'm like, oh, did we get the popcorn?
How do you hear it? What do you have to put
No,
it up to your
vibrates
ear?
your wrist.
I know, but when you're talking to me on it,
Oh no, trust me, you'll hear me.
But the whole store will hear you then,
Right. So okay.
and then anybody can record us. What a fool I would be to do that. Now I just, you know what? I don't. If they make an Apple Watch that can tell me if I'm having a heart attack, that's cute and petite, then I'll get one. But these big honking things, no. I think my brother has one or was gonna get one. I don't know. But, the fact that you can answer your phone on your watch, whoop-hoo, whoopee.
Like Dick Tracy. Remember Dick Tracy?
Yes, but that's stupid.
That is the future.
All right, well, the future for some of you. The rest of us are just going to die.
So if this thing could tell you, hey, you're having a heart attack, and this was a preventative measure, you would say no.
Like I said, I would not wear it around the house.
All right, so
all
what
the
if this?
time.
What if I could take you to a doctor and he could implant the Apple Watch into your skin?
Oh, well, then that's a great idea.
Is that better?
Yeah, why don't you just give me a pacemaker while you're at it?
I don't know. That's a little
That's
invasive.
an implant into the... Well, what? You don't think it would be invasive implanting an Apple Watch in my skin? Would we do that on my wrist?
Yeah, just right underneath.
Oh, no.
And then it would glow through the skin. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yucky. So now, what's next?
I don't know. I feel like people are listening to you. They're watching where you go. Oh, you know what I was going to say? I was going to say there was a great show I watched on Netflix. It was like a documentary type deal.
Yes.
It's called The Great Hack.
Yes.
And it's essentially about how this is where I was going to go with all this, is that there are no like privacy rules about data, and that every person has upwards of like 5,000 data points on them.
What is it? What's a data point?
Boop.
Oh, is that data?
But no, it's like
data
it's
that
like
you just
if
touched
you
me with?
it's like if you're on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Like it's collecting data from you on Facebook. If you're on whatever email provider, it's collecting data from you through the email provider. And none of that stuff has like privacy rights on it. And you agree to all these things whenever you sign up for something. You have to agree to the terms.
I know. I don't like it.
And no one reads.
And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like Google. I've probably said this before. I don't like to Google stuff. It's where I go to search for things, but I do feel like they manipulate where they take you. Oh, just for instance, back in 2016 when Trump and Clinton were running for president, if you Googled the 2016 election, what you got was a picture of Hillary Clinton. Not a picture of the two of them, because they didn't like Trump. So why would they put a picture of him on? So what I'm saying is they can so totally influence where you go, what you see.
Well, that's what this documentary was saying.
And that's what I don't like about all of this. Artificial intelligence, technology, it all leads to the same thing.
Well, right. So this documentary was saying that there was a company that had come out, and I think they're gone now, but that they had come out and their sole job, it talked about them with the election here, it talked about them with doing stuff in other countries, but that their whole thing was to find ways to influence people based on their data, to sway them one way or the other, to thus then sway whatever the result they were trying to get, right? So it talks about this whole
I know, I don't like
media
that.
thing that they did in some other country, and it was really fascinating and it's really interesting. But the thing is that I feel like we are in a time where a lot of this is inevitable, because when everyone's on the grid, right? No one's off the grid. Everyone has an email address. Everyone has a cell phone. Everyone has a
But
whatever.
it makes you want to go off the grid.
But
it
I think
makes me want to find I don't know, what do you call Google? Is that a search engine?
Yeah.
I don't know. It makes me want to find a search engine that's not biased and
But it's not even about that. But it's not
politically
no, but see,
manipulative.
You're missing the point though, because I don't think it's Google who is necessarily trying to sway you. It's the information that Google is collecting, and any search engine is going to collect that, right? Because when you start out with an email address, there's terms. When you sign up and you get a new phone, there's terms, and you click OK, and you click, and you're like, oh, okay.
You have to.
You have, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It's like when you take a cruise, I agree to all the terms, and you don't even know what the terms are until you need to sue them for something, and then you find out, oh, I can't sue them unless I go to New York.
Are you talking about something particular?
Yes, but I'm not going to get into that. But it's just bullshit.
Okay.
It's like again,
I would have gone to New York. I think that could have been
good for you.
That could have been $1 million thing right there. Anyway, I think that. So you're anti-technology, but you are a part of it.
I don't. You know what I don't like. I don't like the companies like Google that have so much power and so much ability to sway and manipulate the way people think. I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't think it should be done. I think that's, you could even call that, in the case of the last election interference.
Well, that's what they talk about in this documentary. Is they talk a lot about this particular company was hired to be able to sway people's votes based on their data that they collected. But it wasn't
the name of the company?
Cambridge Analytica. Cambridge Analytica.
Really? Wow.
And I think they're gone now, but you had all these people, and then it ties into Facebook, and it ties into this, and it ties into that, and
I know Facebook got really bad. They got very political. See, that's the thing.
But it's a good documentary. You should actually watch it.
I should watch it
because I feel like you would be like, "Oh wow, this is." But it's going to make you paranoid.
Well, you know what? I'm not paranoid for myself because I firmly believe that I know which ends up, but I am paranoid for other people, especially younger people, because I feel like they don't realize what's going on here, and I don't think they realize the impact of some of the choices they make as far as, what's going on around us.
Well, I think one of the problems with younger people now, I'm talking younger people, like kids that aren't able to vote yet, but like the future, right, is that a lot of them are knee deep in a cell phone, in a tablet, in a computer, and the information that they're picking up, or the information, the data that is being collected off them, they don't even care. They're reading whatever it is and clicking this, clicking that. Oh, this is fine. That's fine. I'll do this.
I just heard today on the news that there was a guy that was being interviewed, and he wrote a book on scammers. He's talking about a Social Security scam right now with elderly people. But the interesting thing that he said is that millennials are more easily scammed than the elderly, because we always think the elderly, get scammed out of money. They have these, like, I come home all the time and I find recorded messages on my phone from the IRS or from Social Security.
I get ones from like I paid my student loans off like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
I get ones from saying, "Well, your student loans are in jeopardy if you don't call us back."
You're in trouble.
Okay.
I like the one where the Microsoft calls and they say that they want to refund my money for my Microsoft program. It's like, you guys are idiots.
My favorite though was when you would get emails from FedEx all the time.
Oh, yeah, it's like, what the fuck?
And you'd call me and said, "So Josh, I got an email from FedEx." And I said, "Okay." And you're like, "Well, I didn't order anything, and I'm not having anything delivered."
So should I open it?
Should I open it? I said, "No, just close it." You're like, "Well, what if someone sent me something?"
And I don't know.
I don't know. What if it's a gift?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you do that. That's, and that's the shame too, is that there's so many scammers and.
But look, I get more phone calls on my phone, on my cell phone, every single day that say fraud alert, telemarketer, scam, potential scam.
Yeah.
I get more of those than I get actual people calling to just talk to me.
I know.
Hint, hint, real friends.
But it was interesting, really. But it was interesting that they said that the millennials were more easily scammed, that the elderly were actually lost more money in the scams because the millennials didn't have the kind of money that the elderly had. However, the millennials were really trusting and got taken for a ride. It's like, that's
because
really,
they don't know any better.
Sick.
They don't know any better,
well,
right?
Somebody needs to teach them.
Yeah, well, let's see. That's an issue, though, right? Is that I feel like we're somehow dropping the ball on the.
We are.
Look, I remember growing up and
even common sense stuff.
Well, right, but that's what I was gonna say. Is like I remember growing up and it being a thing where it's like, hey, don't give out your password or your address or whatever, right? But we live in this world now which is so strange and mixed because look, when I was a kid, I remember this like it was yesterday. You specifically saying, do not get in a car with a stranger. Do not get in a car with someone that you do not know, right? And if someone's coming to pick you up and they say they're coming to pick you up, get the code word. We had a code word.
What was our code word?
Snuffleupagus.
Oh, was that?
That was the elephant from Sesame Street, the Big Bird's best friend. And trust me, that would have been a pain in the dick for me to say that as a kid with my speech. Oh my God, it would have been horrible.
Snuffleupagus.
But now, look at the world we live in now, which is if you need to go somewhere, and think about this, right?
God, do you remember when you ran out of me at the dressing room at Macy's?
Why?
Speaking of snuffleupagus, because I was like changing my clothes, and you snuck it. You were like,
because I was in the dressing room with you.
Yeah, you were like maybe 4 years old, and you crawled underneath and ran out, and I had to get dressed before I could come get you. And I looked all over for you, and you were nowhere to be found. And it just so happened that the clothing racks were just the right size.
I was hiding in the clothing rack.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was so pissed. The whole time I'm thinking, yeah, I'll go home today, and my husband will say, "So how was your day, honey?" And I'll say, "Oh, it was great, but I lost our son."
I lost our son. He's gone.
He's gone.
I tell you, we have a reoccurring theme of this thing here where I either fell, I got dropped, or I got lost, or I was
You did that. I didn't do that to you. You ran away from me, and I was pissed. And I think after that,
Why didn't you have one of those? Don't they have those baby leashes back then? Can you leash me to?
I'm not crazy about the baby leashes.
Oh, no, would have came in handy. I couldn't have gotten away.
Well, I didn't think you were gonna, dodge.
I was a mover. I was a mover and a shaker, Mom.
I didn't think you were gonna dart like that, but oh man, that was crazy. Anyway.
So what I was gonna say was that snuffleupagus. So the situation now, right, is that people are going on their phones, requesting a car with a stranger to come to wherever they are and pick them up.
I know.
And take them and drop them off somewhere. So the idea of don't get in a car with a stranger.
Right out the window.
Like, think about how much trust we're putting in. And look, I use Uber and Lyft all the time. You had your first Uber ride a month ago, maybe.
Yeah, I don't usually use Uber.
You had a lot of questions for that Uber driver.
But I have used cabs. I kind of prefer cabs because I feel like, and I could be wrong, but I feel like those people go through some type of background check, that they are insured probably better than the Uber drivers.
I don't know if it's that. I just think that we've put this idea out there that cabs or taxis were acceptable.
Anybody who drives a car, anyone who's going to give you a ride in a car. It used to be you were supposed to hitchhike. What's the difference? A hitchhiker, you stick your thumb out and a stranger picks you up and takes you somewhere, just like Uber.
Just like Uber, except Uber, you have a credit card.
Yeah, except you got to pay for it with Uber. Yeah. But you could still get kidnapped, raped, and murdered.
But it is crazy. I mean, I think that we're living in a crazy world. And look, I don't think that you're absolute bananas for thinking that people are listening to us and everything all the time. But I do think that we are living in a world now where we have kind of skewed that line quite a bit of where the privacy is, what's acceptable, what's okay.
I'm going to tell you, you're the future generation, and you need to make sure that.
No, but I'm not though. That's the thing. I'll be 40 years old in 3 years. The future generation is 15 years old right now.
I know, but you need to be an example.
God, I'm getting old.
I know.
That's scary.
I know, because the older you get, the older I get.
Well, you're
funny how that works.
49?
49.
49.
Yes.
Whew. So 3 years you'll be 52, or still 49?
We'll see.
We'll see where that goes.
I could be even older.
Oh.
You never know. So anyway, yeah. I just think that it's important that that we preserve our privacies and our freedoms, because once everybody is grouped into whatever, it just could be a bad situation. That's not really what this country was built on.
Yeah, I just think that it's going to get harder. I think it's going to.
I mean, I don't like the fact that they have that the NSA has like that big storage place in Utah where they have
Area 51.
No, that's in New Mexico.
Do you think UFOs are real?
Yes.
100%, huh?
Yeah, but I don't ever want to see one.
The ship or the alien guy, the little man?
I don't want to see either of them.
I
don't want proof.
But you think they're real?
Sure, why not?
There's another great documentary on Netflix.
Look at you with your docs. Go ahead.
And if you guys want to get 10% off when you sign up for Netflix, go to netflix.com, enter promo code Sandy, and you'll get 10%. I'm just kidding. You're not going to get that.
No,
at all.
You're not going to get it.
They'll actually charge you more to watch Netflix if you do that. But there was this great thing on Netflix about this guy who supposedly and quotes,
yes.
worked on Area 51 or somewhere close to Area 51.
Well, the government's now come out and said that they believe that there are UFOs.
Well, right, but this guy's like sitting here. He said like he had like
an alien body.
No, that he was
an alien spaceship.
Yeah, that he had to like his job was to try to reverse engineer the technology in this like alien ship and couldn't do it because it was like so far advanced.
So where were the aliens though?
I think there was like some stories about them either being dead or there's like some dead bodies. There's a thing on the other night about Roswell, about New Mexico, and they talk about how after the weather balloons, another in quotes, the weather balloons crashed, that the U.S. government put a call into all these like local funeral homes because they needed 4 child-sized caskets to be delivered to this field in New Mexico. In Roswell?
Child-sized caskets. That's interesting.
And everyone's like, what's going on?
I wonder, but they must be small aliens.
Small alien men, you know?
There you go.
So,
or maybe they're alien children.
Well, I mean, how tall is an alien?
I'm sure that they're probably different sizes depending on what planet they come from.
Oh, so there's like more than one species.
Probably, wouldn't you think? I mean, there's got to be other places out there that can support life. Or, you know, maybe not life as we know it, but an alien life.
Yeah, no, I mean, I 100% believe in aliens. But that episode of Frasier was on the other day with the politician.
Oh, the politician who had illegal
immigrants.
He had
illegal aliens.
Yeah, but he wasn't calling them illegal aliens. He was just referring to them as aliens.
Well, no, he had said that he had been abducted. He confided in Frasier and said, "I've been abducted by aliens."
Yes.
And then
Frasier said they were illegal aliens.
Bulldog goes, "Oh, did you hear about Senator so and so and the aliens?"
Yeah.
And Frasier goes, "Oh, I'm going to put an end to this." Look, I believe in aliens. I believe that there's I don't know how I got onto that, but I wouldn't mind seeing a UFO, seeing if I'm like outside and I'm like, oh, there's some thing I can't explain. But oh my God, somebody's calling into the show. I gotta hang it up.
That just kind of reminds me of that.
Oh my! It just never stops. What is going on?
It reminds me of that old Outer Limits, where where the aliens land. I think it's either Outer Limits or I don't know what the other one was, but
Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone, where the aliens land in their ship, and there's a long line of people that are waiting to get into the spaceship, and the aliens are saying, and everywhere you read it, it says "we serve you."
The aliens serve us.
Yes. But what they're really saying is once you get in there, they're actually serving you as food. So everybody thinks they're going to be served by all the American or whatever you want to call us people that are going into the alien ship. I think they're going to be served by the aliens, but in fact, they're going to be the dinner that's served by the aliens. Yeah. And
which kind of ties back into, I mean, who knows when we sign up, we agree to these terms, what we're agreeing to.
What terms?
No, but when you get a phone and it's like, oh, do you agree to all these terms with the new phone? We could be agreeing to be dinner for the Google A people.
The Google A people. Well, and I don't read that stuff either.
I don't think anyone does.
I know that's the problem.
That's what I'm saying.
I know. It's awful. Anyway, that's, technology. I think it sucks in some sort of ways, but Whatever. What else do we have there on that note sheet?
That was kind of it. I mean, I had some stuff, but I get into that probably on another episode because it's been going on for a while.
Yeah.
So the great technology debate. Where do you stand?
I don't like artificial intelligence. I don't like eavesdropping or video recordings. I'm going to tell you something else. You watch these ID investigation Discovery Channel shows. There's one that's I think it's called See No Evil. It's a whole series, and basically they find the killer by the video recordings of, I mean, because there's video cameras everywhere now. So by going back and reviewing all the video footage, they actually end up finding the killer. And it's kind of interesting. And I know you had a question once about why do I watch all that kind of stuff.
I want to have a whole episode about your fascination of murder shows.
It's okay. Well,
conspiracies and murder shows.
Call it what you will. That's not what it is. But anyway,
murder shows.
Okay, my fascination with murder shows.
That's what I said. Murder shows. Okay. So you don't like eavesdropping. But you also think that technology. What it sounds like is you also think technology is something that we need.
Well, there are parts of it that are good. I mean, I do like, in the old days, if you had a question about anything, either you never got it answered or you'd go to your encyclopedia.
Do you remember you guys got me for Christmas?
An encyclopedia.
An encyclopedia set.
Yeah.
And I was so stoked.
And you whip out the encyclopedia and you go, oh yeah, there's the answer. Well, they don't always have the answer.
No, but things started moving.
Now the problem is that Google has the answer, which is nice. They have the recipe, they have the answer, they have
information about your cat.
Anything that you want, they have. The problem is that they also have the ability to sway you to where they want to take you, to make you go to where you want to. It's just like the ads that come up. It's like I look at a Macy's website, and then the next day I go onto the computer, and the same shirts that I was looking at, they're right there. And it's like fuck you guys.
Yeah, I was on a website earlier today. I was going to buy a hockey stick, and then I went on Instagram and I immediately was getting like sponsored ads showing me
for a hockey stick. I don't like that. It bothers me. I feel like I've lost my privacy when that occurs. So I just, I'll just use it minimally.
So 50-50 for technology, 60-40 against technology. What are you thinking? Give me a...
We'll go with 50-50 just because I do use it.
Yeah.
But, like I said, there are flaws. And I think that, we need to look out for those things. Make sure that we're not being influenced and swayed and, and how we think and how we look at, this world. Because that's what Google wants us to think. Or that's what Apple wants us to think. Or I don't know, who else?
Everybody, Microsoft, Sony.
Who has other search engines?
There's a ton. Chrome. Oh, that's Google.
See,
is it Google? Google Chrome? Safari, but that's Apple. Apple has Safari. I'm sure Microsoft probably has one. Speaking of all the technology, why don't you tell people how to get a hold of us?
Oh, all right. That's a good idea. You can reach us at, what is this?
That's on Instagram.
Instagram at My Mom Sandy Podcast.
And what if they want to email us?
They can email us at mymomsandypodcast@gmail.com.
And we are available to listen to on
iTunes, Podcast, Spotify,
and Google Play. Google
Play.
Yeah.
And did whatever happened with our request for YouTube?
Oh, I'm trying to get us on YouTube. I'm trying to see what that's all about. That will eventually happen. I'm just trying to see if it...
We just don't want to pay for it.
Well, no, it's not even that. I'm trying to see if it does it automatically or if it's something that I have to go in and actually put up and do. So.
Alrighty then. So it's time to sign off.
Yeah.
Until next week, you guys. This has really been fun.
There's a good one. The Great Technology Debate. Oh, I wanted to give a shout out to our friends Peter and Jenny, who both this week, there might have been a couple other people that did it too that I might just be forgetting, but they both actually reposted the podcast and told people to go listen.
I don't know what that means.
On Instagram, you can repost something, and then all their friends get to see it. So they're getting the word out.
Yeah, you go, guys. We appreciate that.
So yeah, without anything else, I got nothing. Next Tuesday, brand new episode. Check out Instagram to see the photos of the cardboard cat condo and the cat fishing reel.
Yeah, baby.
Sign us off.
All right. Very good.